And it is your turn now. So write a program that asks user for a numerical grade between 0 and 100, and then write an if else structure to print the corresponding letter grade from A to F. And here are the breakdowns. So above 90 is A, above 80 is B, above 70 is C, above 60 is D, and below 60 is 0. Also make sure that you print a message if the grade is not in the correct range. So you can pause the video here and try this on your own, and then come back to see my solution. And now let's try this together. So here we have a program called grades.py, and it is a program to convert a numeric grade to letter grade. And let's save this program first. Alright, so let's get started. So I need a main function first, and then I'm going to create a variable grade. There will be an integer input. Then we can ask user to enter a grade. You can also say numeric grade. So let's prompt the user between 0 and 100. So it is important for the user to know what type of value to enter. Now we're going to create an if, and I will say if grade is greater than or equal to 90. What should we do? We should print that says your grade is A. So I'm going to copy this part. The next things we should account for the B. Then we can say elif and grade greater than or equal to 80, and then this time it's B. So I'm going to copy this part because we have to try this a few times. Again, if you can have as many elif structure as you need, so let's say B, C, D, and then let's change this. So below 70 is C, and then below or above 70 is C, above 6 is D, and then we can say another elif, and this time we can say if the grade is, we can take, let's do else. We can say else, and then print your grade is F. Alright, so let's try this first and then see whether it works or not. Then grades.py. So enter a grade. Let's enter 93. So it's A. Looks good. Let's say 55. It's F. Let's say 66. It's D. And it looks like it's working, except with one problem. Let's say you enter 140, which is not a valid grade. What would happen? We'll say A. And if you say -40, which itself is not a valid grade either. So let's see how we can account for invalid entry. So one thing we should do is we should put an elif and then make the F grade is also a range. Let's say grade is greater than or equal to 0, and then we can say else then we can say please enter a valid grade. So this is good. If if we enter 10, should be good. If we enter -10, it will say please enter a valid grade. However, notice that I can still enter 110, which will say grade as A. one way to fix that is that I can add another condition here and combine them with a logical expression. Let's say your grade should be less than or equal to 100 and and greater than or equal to 90. So if satisfies this, you'll be okay. So now we have to do the same thing for every single one of them, just to make sure that we get an exact range, right? So okay, so now I want to do if your grade is less than 90, so we should not count for equal to less than 90 or greater than equal to 80, and then less than 80 and less than 70. All right, and then finally here we have 60, right? It should be greater than. Your grade should be less than 60. Your grade should be less than 60 and greater than 0. And then this is the correct range. So if anything doesn't fit into the range, we can, let's say 110. We'll say please enter a valid grade. -10 will also say enter a valid grade. So we can also test some edge cases. So what if you have 90? So 90 is A. Anything less than 90 will be B, right? So let's try 90. 89 is B. All right, so this is how we could do it.